All right, I just want to show you something relatively frustrating. This car right here is a 2014 Subaru Forester XT. This is my garage. I've had this car since it's been brand new, okay? I keep it clean, I keep it waxed. My garage is heated, okay? So this car, I have 175,000 miles on it because I drive to and from Long Island, and I live in Westchester, New York, and that's 160 miles round trip every day, all right? I started seeing little bubbles on this right here. I'd say probably 2 or 3 years ago, and I stupidly wasn't even thinking what it could be. For some reason, I thought maybe somebody tried to break into the car with a Slim Jim, or I really didn't think much of it because, like I said, this car doesn't owe me anything anymore. 175 whatever thousand miles. It's been very good. It's had one recall, but it's been fine. Now I realize what the little bubbles were. As it's getting larger and larger, I started looking up its rust. Okay, not only is it rust, but it's bad rust. Okay, this is the tip of the iceberg here. So I've been putting a little rust remover. I mean, to get it, if the car had 35,000 miles on it, I would have this professionally done, and I still might have to. Okay, but it's rusted out. I mean, the whole inside here is rusted away. The whole inside, who even knows how far this goes? The whole outside, this is really ridiculous. Right now it's 2020. All right, the car is about 5.5 years old. No, like I said, no rust down here, nothing down there. The body's in great shape. It's been in a heated garage every winter since I've owned it. And every summer, it's been protected from the elements. So this thing's been outside maybe 3.5 days a week. And that's it. I just wanted to mention, again, this is a big job. From what I understand, this is not like a little stick a patch on here. I mean, this is all the way up to the window. I can't even weld this myself. I'm going to either have to bring it in for somebody, for a body shop to replace the door or spend a couple of $1,000 on it, or do what I'm doing, which is going to try to take a little bit of body filler, get rid of all the rust, however far that leads, put some filler in there with some tape, some glass-based tape, and then plasti dip this panel, or take the whole thing off and I think this is a piece of that wrap. All right, so that's it. I'm just telling. I did a little bit of research, and apparently this is a thing in these cars. It's a defect. So again, here's the body of the car. It's a shame. It really is. I mean, I love this car. It's been very good, but I mean, you could just see by all the little dings and chips. There's a lot of highway miles on this car. It's all highway miles on the car, but never been hit. It's been a good car, except for this huge rust through. And like I said, it's got to be a defect. All right, I'm not the only one that's had this problem. This has been. If you look in the Subaru Forester, the Subaru forums, this has happened to quite a few people. But I just wanted to add mine. And I haven't found anything about it on YouTube, so I'm just going to post this. So if somebody's looking in the future, they can see they're not alone. All right, over and out. I just wanted to show you this still. I wound up cutting out a larger section of the rust. So I took a wire brush. I got off as much as I could. I put rust converter, and I cut out everything that was rusted, even flaky or soft. So that's where we are right now. This stuff's called Seal. It turned the rust. I want to say turn it back into metal, but I put that all over, and I got rid of any kind of rust. Then I took one of these Bondo self-adhesive body patches, cut out a little piece, and from the back I put it over the hole there. Then I used this Bondo. Again, I'm not saying this came out great, but good enough for me. As I say, good enough for this neighborhood. All right, so here's the car. Again, the car is 6 years old or whatever it is. It looks way better. I used plasti dip. I didn't realize at the time, but these pieces are vinyl wrapped. That's why I couldn't tell. That's why I couldn't tell that this was rust. It wasn't until the inside, the rust came through on the inside, that I realized. So I actually went all the way through here I put some primer on it. Actually, after I put the Bondo and I let that dry, I tried to do what I could to make it curved. And then I took some primer. Let me see what I used here. So I'm running back and forth like a chicken here. I used some of this stuff, Rust-Oleum primer, rusty metal primer. So I put that on there. And then I came back with Plasti Dip, black Plasti Dip. Again, this is vinyl. I didn't realize it was vinyl. I actually cut. If you look at an angle, you can see the line right there. All right. So I actually cut and I heated it with a heat gun and I pulled the vinyl wrap off. If I was a little more careful, I probably could have hidden that line. I could have sanded and tried to feather it or used acetone or whatever. But again, it was basically, I'm glad it even came out as well as it did. So I kind of sanded it and I tried to curve it similar. I actually took this piece off also. Pardon my quick talking. I broke this. So right now it's being held in by just something I fabricated. I ordered another one, so that was an $80 mistake. Again, so looking at the car, you know, good enough. It's good enough for me. It looks fine. Nobody's gonna notice. I actually Plasti Dipped a little bit on the right-hand side also, so it would match because it wasn't exactly the same. So I'm just gonna let the Plasti Dip. It'll cure. It'll take maybe a week, and then it'll be totally hard and dry. And that's it. I didn't want to take the whole thing off and try to figure out how to get a new vinyl wrap, and I couldn't even brought it all the way down here. You probably have to take the whole thing off. So anyway. Again, totally do it yourself. I've never done anything car-wise with rust. I've never patched anything with Bondo. By one suggestion, this stuff sets up really fast. I mean, I'm a dentist by trade. I'm used to mixing alginate and stuff like that and taking impressions of people's teeth. This, you mix it and maybe you have like a minute, maybe 1 minute to get it in place and you just throw it on there and you try to get it as smooth as you can. And then you wait for it to dry and you sand it. But again, this is what you can do in your garage with absolutely no talent. All right, seriously. So that's it. Thanks for watching.